How y'all doing today? With recent events, I just want to say that these opinions are of my own. They don't reflect my jobs, what they think. They don't. None of that. This is personal. This is how Coach Tabor feels. Um, First thing I want to say is I will be looking down a little bit at some quotes I have written down. I want to say rest in peace to Breonna Taylor. That is awful. And George Floyd in Minnesota. And that's more of the topic I'm going to discuss. But it's baffling. It is truly baffling that it's 2020 and this is the stuff we're still dealing with. It's 2020 and we're still dealing with stuff that we were dealing with in the 60s and before that. We have to advance. Remember the Titans, Coach Denzel Washington or Coach Boone in the movie. We need to take a lesson from the dead, because if we don't come together right now on this hallowed ground, we too will be destroyed. So true. Together we stand, divided we fall. White, black, purple, brown, blue, green, yellow, it doesn't matter. We're all humans. We're all chasing goals. We're all trying to provide for families. Yes, is there ignorance out there? Absolutely. There's ignorance in this world. We can't change the ignorance. We can't change the bad people. But what we can do is work on ourselves, continue growing, continue coming together, no matter the skin color, no matter your ethnicity, your background, none of that. We all have a past that we're not proud of. There's always things that we've all done that we're not happy with. But we have to keep moving forward. Black Eyed Peas and their song, I've been listening to it all day. Where's the love? We have all this hate going on, and we know that love drives out hate. Where's all the love at? And we can't let social media dictate that. And I'm not saying that we're not giving all the information. What I'm saying is we have to do our research better. We have to look into things more. We can't just let the news, because the news is going to amplify things times 10, and they're going to blow things out of proportion. What happened in Minnesota is awful. It is terrible. That guy deserves to be in prison for a long time. A very long time. Police brutality is becoming an abuse of power. That's all it is an abuse of power. And understand that. I have cop friends. I pray for them that they're safe during these times. So I don't want this to come off as I'm supporting this and not that. I believe we could come together and have equality. But we also have to have accountability. Those who are doing injustices have to be held accountable. They have to. They absolutely have to. Hate is easy. Hate is the easiest thing to do. When you don't agree with someone and you're closed-minded, hate is the easiest thing to do. To just turn your back on them. You know what? I don't agree with them, and I don't really want to see their side of it. So I'm just going to be closed-minded, and I'm not going to show them any empathy. I coached basketball and football for quite some time. I would say probably 6 years. And in those 6 years of being around the game, I'm now a head baseball coach, so I've stepped away from football and basketball, but I still deeply care about those kids that I coached. And you know, a lot of those kids that I took home are from the West End or from the inner city. And I would say in 6 years, I was pulled over 10 times. And each time, it was always, who are the unidentified black males? Every time. They're not even doing nothing wrong. They're just in my passenger seat. And I understand cops have to do their job. But I feel like it's human decency in how we come across. How we talk to people. How we approach people. There was no reason on those, and not every occasion was terrible, but 10 times in 6 years just for being in an area with African American males in my car. That's why I got pulled over. I never was once cited. I was never once given a ticket. And that was always the answer. Well, what are you doing here? Taking my players home. And the problem is we don't have enough love in the world that becomes weird to people. Well, why would you do this for this? Why would you do? Because I care. And we have to understand we have to care about people regardless of ethnicity, background, religious views. We are still people. Through and through, still people. Yes, again, there is bad people. I do understand that. I do understand that. Macklemore, in his song, preached, if you preach hate at the service, those words aren't anointed. Holy water you are sinking in is poison. And that's 100% true. Racism is not something that's just in us. Love is in us. To love and serve other people, that's what's in our hearts. We are taught racism. We're taught to not like this group for this, or like this person because of this. But that's poisonous to the world, because together we have to stand side by side, hand in hand, and go at this head on and really, really, really address the issues. The thing is we cannot keep putting these issues off. We did that a couple years ago with the Black Lives Matter, and then we started a protest to a protest. I don't believe that the Black Lives Matter movement is saying, oh, well, this life is more important than the others. Don't think that at all. But you have to understand both sides. It is predominantly African American males right now that are having these issues with police. So there's the movement, right? There's our cause. Well, then you have another side. Oh, well, all lives matter. Well, of course they do. But unfortunately, all lives weren't impacted in that, so that wasn't the movement. So now we're creating a protest to a protest, and of course that would rub people the wrong way. Could you imagine starting a protest for finding a cure for cancer? And then, you know, I'm going to say lung cancer. Oh, well, lung cancer patients matter. Okay, that's fine. That's your movement. That's what you're talking about. Well, someone else is going to feel a different type of way about a different cancer. The same way with humans. I am a white male. So I see what people are talking about. I see the privilege that is out there. I got it. I address it. I'm very real about it. But we cannot keep oppressing these issues, because just a couple years ago we're dealing with the same thing. I feel like we're going to look down the barrel of a civil war here soon if we don't come together and stand as humans together. This is no longer white against black, white against Mexican, black against black, black against white. None of that. It's everybody against racist people. It's everybody driving hate out with love. And I'm not going to act like I understand, because I don't. But I will stand with you. I would rather stand for something than die for nothing. I would rather live these next 4 years standing beside my colleagues, my friends that I love and care about and support, and that may have been oppressed in situations. I would rather stand with them for the next 4 years than live the next 60 and do nothing meaningful. If you have a platform, please use it. Please speak out. If you're not a speaker, be involved. I'm not saying I agree with everything that's going on right now. I'm not. I can't say that I agree with everything, but what I can say is we have to come together. And to go back to Macklemore, when everyone else is more comfortable being voiceless rather than fighting for humans that have had their rights stolen. Right is right, people. Right is right, and wrong is wrong, and we know that. And we know that. And the thing I want to talk about the most in the last part of Macklemore's Same Love Song is what he says. I might not be the same, but that's not important. No freedom until we're all equal. And you're damn right I support that. And you're damn right that I support that. We all have to come together and realize that it's like a Three Musketeer thing. All for one and one for all. Unfortunately, we're going to have to pick sides in this. And I'm not saying you can't agree with this and agree with this. But I encourage people to talk about the issues. That's what's wrong. We don't talk. We bottle things up and then we explode. We need to talk. We need to address the issues. We have to. We have to let the people that do wrong be held accountable. And we have to drive hate out with love. That is my view. I've always, I was that kid that was arrogant and I was full of myself, and maybe I wasn't. But then when you get in real life and you see things and you start to witness your own and build your own opinions, you realize that unfortunately racism still exists. And unfortunately, our kids and our grandkids will probably still be dealing with this. But it's about raising them for right is right and wrong is wrong. These, again, are just my personal opinions. I hope that we can come together as a nation and we can be a part of the solution. That's the thing. We cannot be a part of the problem. We cannot be the ones bashing people on social media. We can't be. Guys, it's easy to talk. It's easy to gossip. Be a part of the solution. Love. Love is always the answer. Love your neighbor as yourself. Whatever you believe, I know it doesn't matter if it's Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, all of it. It is all going to be based on love and serving other people. This is just my point of view on these things. Rest in peace, George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. And I hope we can stand together, because if not, divided we will fall. Thank you and for your time, and let's change the world.